Okay, my apologies. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. This is it, Brook versus Khan, the final say. This is where you come in now and share your opinions on Brook versus Khan. Apologies to the late running of this show, simply because just finished watching Laura Payne versus Mary Abbey. Mary Abbey, you know that if you know already, you're watching BWTM Sports. We covered an event recently, boxing event in Africa, and Mary Abbey was on that bill. Now, Mary Abbey today, just only moments ago, won the WBF international title, beating Laura Payne, whom also has been on BWTM Sports as well. GB fighter, so well-schooled fighter against Mary Abbey from Nigeria. And Mary Abbey has just caused an upset. She's 3-0. She's just beaten Laura Payne. 78 points to 74 points. It was not a robbery. Although the fight was in Brighton, Laura Payne being the hometown, more or less the hometown girl in Portsmouth, Mary Abbey coming from Nigeria. Abbey, the southpaw, was sharp and catching Laura Payne with straight left hands. And Payne couldn't get out of the way of the left hands all night. And Abbey hits very hard. She hits very, very hard. And Laura Payne kept getting hit on the chin by the southpaw. Couldn't get out of the way of the straight left hand. And of course, when that happens, and a person can punch. So Laura did all she could to move laterally to make sure that she didn't get nailed with anything big, but she kept getting hit with big things. Please forgive me. And at the end, you saw what happened in the end. 78 points to 74. And Mary Abbey is now a WBF international champion. She did that in Brighton. A great effort and a great result against a girl who is a GB fighter, well-schooled. So congratulations. Shout out to fellow champ, promotion, and Mary Abbey. And of course, Laura Payne for putting a good fight on as well. So, let me know what your thoughts are on this fight between Brook and Khan. Let me just bring these comments up. I'll get myself off camera and read the comments. It's not about me. It's about you guys. So let's read what the comments are. So I'll put my cam off and read what the comments are. So, shout out Ingram. Brook's whole career is a joke, literally. Has one world level win for being close to decision against Porter, who himself is a career loser at top level. Wow, it's a bit harsh, John. Defended against Stiffs on Sky for pay-per-view money against Bizier. Never thought Brook had love for boxing, only cared about the money. Okay. Has had no discipline outside the ring. Hearing drinks, does drugs, etc. There was a news article a few years ago how he got kicked off a plane for being drunk and smoking. Also, check out post interview after Brook Crawford. Him, Ingle, and Greg Marriott all talking about Kell Brook should retire. Now, 2 years later, he's saying he's in great shape. I don't believe him. I think the reason Brook never got the big fights is because he was happy to take easy money with Eddie. He has no love for boxing. Okay. I think Bomac has got Khan into great shape also. Okay. Boxing 247 says, yes, Baylor. Team Khan, he says. Leif Gramerson, greetings. Is there any way Brook Khan goes distance, expecting a potential TKO stoppage of Brook? Well, I'm going with Khan, hand speed. I just think he might come out and Khan may come out and blitz Brook. I'm not a believer in Brook's eyes. I'm not a believer in Brook making that weight good. But Brook's got to prove it to me, you know. He's got to prove it to me. So, like I said, I'm going for Khan to blitz Brook. Keep him turning, hit him with fast combinations. If Khan's to get knocked out in this fight, it will be, as I've said, in my previous prediction is that if Khan's going to get knocked out, he'll get knocked out throwing a combination. Just like I predicted Joshua would get knocked out by Ruiz, he'll get knocked out in the middle of throwing punches, or at the end of a sequence of punches where he stood right in front of Brook. That's the only way that's the only way Khan gets knocked out by Brook. Or he rushes in when he's got Brook in trouble and gets nailed with a big one. Other than that, that's the only two ways I see Brook. But if Khan pushes Brook back, he's got the power to push him back or hurt him every time he nails him because he's weight drained, then I think Khan by knockout. Salute Yasser Hussein, how we doing? Touching moment there tonight. I want to mention this. On my profile, one of my social media profiles, I'm not going to say which one because there's some damn nosy people out there. But tonight I got a message from my old coach. Like when I talk about my old coach, the coach who got me into cricket, I just got a message from him now wishing me congratulations on my new role. And yeah, anyone knows cricket, Nasser Hussain, the former England captain, his father used to coach me. But before his father coached me, my coach, I'm going to just refer to him as KH from Essex. And he used to be my coach. And he messaged me and he just said to me, congratulations for you persevering in the sport. And he just said he wishes me all the best and he hopes that I will continue to push on from where I am. Well, it's when you are given opportunities, I guess you got to take them. But for him to contact me tonight, I'm blown away. I'm blown away because when your old coach you haven't spoken to for God, the last time I spoke to my old coach was when I got I got my level 2. That was back 2006. I got my level 2. And I said, you know what? I want to test myself. So I want to see how good my boys are. So I went back to my old club in Essex. I'm not going to say which club it is. And those boys came down and 6 or 7 of those players represented the county. And we kicked their ass. And I was so I was really happy at that. As you know, at the moment, cricket is in the UK. A lot of things now coming out about the racism in cricket. Don't want to go too much about it, but you can go onto my own channel. I talk about it a lot, my Ingram Jones channel. And it's just the cricket is the one sport in the world where you get qualified to a point, but you have to go to the people, the narrow-minded people. You have to go to them to see if you can further your career in terms of certification. You don't get the certification, you don't get the big jobs. So England and sport cricket has been institutionally racist. And I have suffered from that. You understand? And anything I've got in this sport previously is because of hard work and pushing myself and being fortunate to meet some people who are not married now mind to give me the opportunity. And those people who gave me the opportunity, some of them gave it to me because they felt sorry for me. But when they saw my body of work and they saw that I was taking their teams to be more successful than they were in the history that I had, and everything I was saying was coming to pass, then that narrow-mindedness comes back. And you were meant to come here and do coaching. You were good, but you weren't that good. And they look at your CV and they look at your photographs and they see the things you've done. And you've seen the places you've been and the people you've been with, people you work with. And this guy's got a body of work and he's so experienced. But because I haven't got that certification for that level 3, but I found a way around it now. Shout out to Gary Kirsten and what he's doing, because he's allowing coaches the opportunity to get to that level 3 and go beyond and get a better certification than the level 3 because of the constant upgrading of the certification. So the global level 3 is what I'm going to be going to get. Finally, shout out to Gary Kirsten, former South African batsman, and in the running to become an England coach. So yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about that. It's made me, I'm really excited about it. It's made me feel real good. Lagos under 17s, good for them. I think it's over 12 million people potentially I can sell this sport to cricket to now. So I think it's amazing. But it won't just be about cricket. It's going to be about sport. So I'm really, really, I'm happy. You understand? It's just a shame that my own where I was brought up, yeah, every time I've had to take opportunities, always been on the road, which is cool. Had to do it in Australia, had to do it in Ireland, had to do it in the Caribbean. Now I'm doing it on the road again, and I'm doing what I've got to do. It's all on the tiller, Lionheart, aka Brook. Great line of tradition with Joe. Keep up the good work of Lagos. Thank you so much, Adam. I appreciate that. The good work, well, that begins now, my friend. The challenge to transform Lagos to be one of the best states. We've got the best league in Africa, to say. Well, in West Africa. So, it's the challenge is there. But I like to challenge myself. Under 17s is thriving. Yep, well done. You're going the Prince Patel route. I don't know about the Prince Patel route, mate, because I've done my work in England and I've proved myself in England and in Australia and in the Caribbean. So I've done it the hard route, but I've done it with working at the top end and producing players at the top end to walk into the counties. None of the boys that I've coached have been rejected by the top counties. None of them. So that will tell you something. Would think cricket would be an open sport as so many different races play it? Was very disappointed hearing about English cricket. Listen, I could tell you a whole load of stories. And just the sort of people that are in the sport, and some of these people come forward and congratulate you. But they don't congratulate you because they're happy for you, because there's some of the people that shut the door and you getting opportunities to do better for yourself, You know the real ones, son. You know the ones that are fake, the ones that shake your hand but just block you every way, step of the way. Yasser Hussain says, congratulations on your new thing, even though I didn't know what it was exactly. LOL. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's you think about this. If you want to go to school, you go to college, you get your qualifications or your GCSEs to get into college. And then from your college, you study at college to get into university. Yeah. You get your grades, you get into university. All right. For the most part. Or if you don't want to go to university, you haven't got time, you go online. In cricket, in football, it's a different situation again. You get your qualifications, but there are not a lot of black managers in the Premiership. But that's a different situation now. In terms of the national side, it's representative of what is happening in the streets and across of England. You'll see black, white players playing football, and even some Asian players are now getting involved in the sport as well. But in cricket, it's not like that. You look at the England team for the most part, even the black players that are playing, Archer, he's not English. He's from Barbados. You understand? So you study, you get your level 1. Okay. That's, what I call the hold the coach's bags certification. The level 2 allows you to coach and, go and start doing club coaching as well. For me, I took it to the next level because I had good quality coaches around me, like level 3 coaches, level 4 coaches that were around me. So I took the information from them, learned from them. Always had a good mentor around, good solid mentors around to learn from, and very knowledgeable people, and soak that all up. So the level 3, it's not a case of you can do all the work in the county, produce players, but if the person doesn't give you the nod, you have to go to one person to get the nod. You've got to be nominated. So first you've got to be nominated. Even if you get nominated to do the course, if a person don't like you, if you don't fit if your face don't fit, then you don't do the course. It's as simple as that. It's got nothing to do with whether you're good enough. It's whether your face fits. And that's what the level 3 is about. So, they're lucky I'm not in England, because if I was, they'd be hell to pay at the moment. You understand? So my career has been stunted, and I've had to go all around the houses to do what I've had to do because I haven't got a level 3. I want to look at some of these coaches at level 3. They've never done any hard work in their life. I'm telling you now, never done any hard work. And what they've done, a lot of these managers, all these it's like very much like boxing. I've gone off the bit, but very much like boxing. When you talk about boxing, you've got these coaches that haven't done much. But what they've done, their success has come off the back of some of the other coaches, put all the hard work in, and then they get the boxer afterwards, and they say, it's my fighter. When some other person has broke their back for 15, 20 years, you come in as a coach and use them for 2 years, and you're a superstar coach. Well, really, the hard work and all the hard work and the dedication has come from someone else who's done it in the background. So I've gone a bit off for a minute just to change conversation up, but that's what it is, and that's what it's been. But now, shout out to Gary Kirsten again, his level 3 course. I'll be doing that global course, and it is what it is. Yeah, there's a few of them. But anyway, back to going on about tonight. Ingram, I look forward to your memoirs, A Book of Revelations, Ingram, the real version of cricket. I actually do have a book out there. It's called, I think it's Cricket the Super Way. I don't know if it's still out there, but I did do a book out there, a book for young kids. I have to look and see if it's still on the market. Good luck to Kell Brook. Hope he wins. Well, good luck to him as well. Did you play at county level, batsman, bowler, all rounder? I played just under county level. I represented Essex in some tournaments, but yeah, my father wasn't there for me. He didn't support me. So as a 13, 14-year-old, I'm getting on a train and traveling from London to Derby, traveling from London to these places and doing these trials and not knowing what the hell I'm doing. I'm telling you, having a parent that's supportive around you is so key. So I wasn't really supported. Although my dad brought me into the sport, I wasn't supported. And people could say this excuse, but so then when I had the opportunity to do my own thing, I coached. And I took the coaching and went around the world, won many trophies, Australia, England, coached a home of cricket, worked with some of the top players in the world, Suresh Raina, Abdul Razak, worked with some of the top players in the world. I've got to see a lot of my heroes as well. So it was really a great opportunity to us coaching to around the world and meet some great players and get mentored by some great people. So, yeah. And I'm glad I went that way, I'm glad I went that way. And now, they say the cream always rises to the top. Not quite there yet, but we're getting there. Have to wonder what would have happened had Brook versus Khan happened when both guys were less battle worn. Well, if Khan does what I think he's going to do, hand speed and just blitz Brook. If he's got the hand speed still to blitz Brook, then the fight could go like the Danny Garcia fight if Khan hasn't learned his lesson. What do you make of the 100, Ingram? Not very much. Wow, London to Derby, that's far. It is far. For a 13-year-old, and you're talking about the 90s? Yeah, that's what I was doing. So it was tough. But it's what it is. When you love something, you'll do what you've got to do to get there. I think one of the biggest challenges was not knowing. When you don't know how good you are, and then nobody telling you how good you are, and you just have to turn up and perform, you're basing a lot of what you know or what you do on somebody else's opinion. So knowledge yourself is so important, so important. Gosh, I didn't know what I was doing. I remember us playing in the Essex finals, indoor tournament, and my team were, I think when they needed 1 run to win in the tournament, and I was on to bowl the final over, and I got a hat-trick in the last over. They had 1 to win, and I got a hat-trick, clean up all 3 guys, and got that trophy. That was a big moment there, big moment. Good stuff, good memories. Yeah, great players, absolutely. Did you ever change at Birmingham New Street? Yeah. Had to do the change. So let's get back to this Khan Brook thing for a moment. What are your thoughts? How does the fight go, Brook versus Khan? In your opinion, why can Australia keep producing fast bowlers that touch 90 miles, but England cannot do the same? Well, first of all, Australia is very different to England. Now, in Australia, and I worked, and I can say it, I worked at Trinity Grammar School, which is arguably the best school in Melbourne. It's a private school. And when I talk about, say, like, they finish school Okay, school consists of from 12 years old right through to 19 years old. And a school like Trinity, it is mandatory that when you finish school at 3:30, then you're going to go training at your sport, whether it be cricket, rugby, golf, tennis, whatever your sport may be. You're there and you're dedicated to that sport every day from 3:30. So like 4 o'clock, you get to the ground. From 4 o'clock till about 6:37, you're training. Then you're going to get a bus that's going to take you home. So you haven't got time to mess around in the street, going out with mates, going out and playing PlayStation. You haven't got time for that. You understand? So these guys and the facilities are amazing. And of course, Australia's weather is very different. They've got hot weather most of the time. So it's different. And these guys are mentally very strong, very strong. So that's probably one of the reasons. Conditions and facilities, and it's mandatory. Well, you cricket, you got a choice if you want to play the sport. So it's mandatory. And the grounds they have in Australia, you couldn't compare them to England. Some of these parks, the grounds that they train on in Australia, in Trinity Grammar, are bigger than some of the parks. Like London Zoo, if you look at the size of London Zoo, that's probably the size of their training facility that they have at the school. The facility is massive. Like their cricket pitches are the size of rugby pitches. And you've got 4 or 5 of those pitches, size of stadiums. And that's just that. And you've got the tennis on another side. You've got football on another side. You've got basketball on another side. And this is all in one big facility. It's just incredible. What's life like? It's different. It's different. What do you mean a massive quality and difference cricket in Australia and UK? Yeah, it's a massive difference in terms of like from schooling. I'm not talking about it's schooling, the way that they are so dedicated to sport. It's very different to England. Yeah, in England, you've got a choice. Do you want to play cricket? You can. You want to play football? You can. But it's mandatory. And these guys, you picked based on your ability and how good you are, and you've got to perform. A lot of these guys in England pick because of who their dad is, who their mum is, all this sort of high-class stuff. But the Australians, it happens, but it's not the same. There's a lot more of that. You've got to prove yourself. That's you expect is based on proving yourself to be a top player. I've got calm by decision. Okay, sounds interesting. Not bad playing cricket in Australian sun. I got to play a little bit of cricket. We won the 1-day title and the 2-day title. So basically 1 week you go in and bat, and then next week, the following week, the opposition back. Because you could have one guy going in and scoring the 200 in 1 week. Next week you got a guy in and bat. It's crazy, real crazy. And you have to be more creative in Australia, because in England, the ball will swing around and do stuff for you. In England, in Australia, for the first maybe 10 overs, that ball is swinging around, crazy, swinging around corners. After that, the ball stops swinging around, and then you've got to real get creative. And the ball just comes straight onto bat, and these pitches are hard, rock hard. So the ball bounces, nice bounce, you're able to play your shots. Very, very hard, very difficult. So there's a difference. So calm by decision, you say. How do you see him win his fight by decision? How do you think Khan's going to go about it, in your opinion? Do you think he'll have to get off the deck to do it? Do you think it'll be easy? Do you think Kell can catch him with those chocolate brownies? Are you believing the chocolate brownies? Do you think Kell's weight drained? Let me know your thoughts. How you doing, my man, Leif? It's great to see you in the room. How have you felt about the fight? Ben Shalom confirmed there's no rehydration clause. We'll be interested to see if Kell comes in out. Now, I talked about this. I think I might bring my camera back on, actually, but I might not. I talked about this in my final prediction. It's all well and good saying there's no rehydration clause. Think about this for a second. If Kell was monitored, like one of the stipulations for Kell was that he had to be on check weight before the fight, like he had to come in under 147 or 14. Yeah, he had to come in under 147 come the night, even though it was 149. That was what was advertised. You have to come in under 149. That would be a no surprise to Khan, and making him really drain himself right down is something to think about as well. So the rehydration, it's all right, rehydrating. In 24 hours, how much weight can you put on, one? And two, is that weight going to be helpful to you? Is 24 hours enough for you to rehydrate to a point that your chin is able to take the punches well? This is a 35-year-old rehydrate, This is not Canelo, like 30s, rehydrating. This is something you all have to consider. The weight training. I mean, is he weight trained or not? If he's clever, he won't engage in no firefight, just like boxing from the outside, provided you don't get caught with them chocolate brownies. Well, I've seen people get hit with them chocolate brownies. Only like C-level fighters get knocked out by them chocolate brownies, to be honest. I mean, he might stun Khan, but can he knock Khan out? I don't know. Amir Khan is fresher than Brook, and Brook is dehydrated. Khan is trying to stop Kell Brook. Yeah, I can see that. Doing good, Ingram. I've worried for Brook if the vision is not there. Ingram, good to be listening to BWTM live again. Thank you so much. Appreciated. Cricket has a class problem in England. Is that not the case in Australia? Yeah, I think if you're good enough, you play. If you're good enough, you play. That's why I see it. Look at Kawaja. He was out for a while. He came out and said he was good enough. He played. So if you're good enough, you'll play in England. That's it in Australia. But I don't think that's the case in England. And if you're good enough, you'll still get locked out. This fight ain't going past 6. Probably not. Probably not. I just want to know what happens when Khan lands that first combination on Brook. If Brook can take it, or he stumbles across the other side of the ring. Because if they're talking about Khan and his chin, if Brook can't take Khan's speed and he gets wobbled in the first 2 shots, like Khan lands, that's going to be something. That turns the fight right on its head. Because all these Brook supporters saying, oh, yeah, it's all about Khan's chin. Imagine if it's all about Brook's chin. Just imagine that. The tide turning. Brook's always struggled to make weight. At 35 years old, coming down. I mean, I used to Oscar De La Hoya example when De La Hoya fought Pacquiao. When De La Hoya, the fight before that, he fought at middleweight against Bernard Hopkins for the undisputed. Pacquiao drew him down. It brought him down to 1-4. I think the fight was at 145. I think De La Hoya came in at 142 or something stupid like that to try and meet Pacquiao. And then you saw what happened afterwards. He was dry, even though he rehydrated. If Khan does win tonight or tomorrow night, where does he go from here? Conor Benn. I think Khan fights Conor Benn. One for the ages. Why not? Why wouldn't you fight Conor Benn? There's a lot of money in it. Conor's on the way up. His punch is hard. He's fast. But he has got a bit of a chin issue. And Khan's got that hand speed. And if he beats Kell Brook and looks good doing it, then I think a Conor Benn fight happens. No, I don't think that happening. You're all making me question my bet on that decision. Yeah. Well, the bookies have got Brook by KO. I can see that too. I can see that too as well. But imagine Brook's got no punch resistance. Khan Eubank, that fight will never happen. Well, Eubank's a middleweight. Khan's a welterweight. Fight won't happen. But can somebody tell me why Froch has got such a problem with Amir Khan? I don't want to know why that is. For ages, Froch has had a problem with Khan. Anyone know why that is? Anybody interested in Fraser Clark, by the way, and he's making his debut? And Natasha Jonas. I really hope she does well tomorrow night. I really do. I hope she does really well and wins that title. When does it start? I think tomorrow the fight, the pay-per-view card starts at 6 p.m. live on Sky Sports box office. Sorry, I'm advertising for Sky. Who would have thought I'd have done that? But yeah, because Khan has as much, if not more, balls than him. I think so. Anybody got any more thoughts? Fraser Clark has no defense. Well, so Khan ain't fighting today. He'll be fighting today or tonight in an hour from now. Oh, no, the fight would have been over tomorrow night. We've got an hour to go from now, or 2 hours for you in the UK. I think it's still 10:18 over there. By the way, is everyone safe and well because of the storm? I believe there's Storm Eunice or something like that. How are you guys doing that? Froch has been hating Khan for some time. It's like an accepted fact right now. But why is he hating him, though? Eddie has been so bitter, saying Sky pushing boxing 10 times harder since he left. Yeah, good. And getting the big fight. You know, it must be a pain to Eddie to know that the big fights are happening because he's been pushed to one side. Think about it. Khan versus Brooks happening because of Sky. Serrano versus Taylor is happening. It couldn't happen with Eddie alone. Jake Paul, a YouTuber, has to come in and make it happen. Do you know what I mean? Eddie's a pain in the ass, and he might be a great personality, but to make the mega fights happen, he seems to just be a pain in the ass. Joshua versus Fury, Joshua versus Wilder. The common denominator in all that is the Hearns. That's what I think. So I think that's been a problem. I'm happy for Sky. Both men retire after the fight. Don't think so. Not according to Khan. Del Froch. I don't think so. I think Khan said he's not retiring after this fight. He said he's still boxing after this fight. So says the UK really got behind Khan after the Olympics, and Froch never really connected early on with the public. Could this be the reason Froch is hard on Khan? Well, Khan won a silver medal. He was unified champion. He was considered number one in the world. Froch was never considered number one in the world. He was always number two to Andre Ward. So, yeah, there's reasons to be. And Khan was considered, he's just more of a likable guy than Froch, you know? It's just what it is. You can't be an introvert. You can't be an introvert and expect the luxury of an extrovert. You understand? You can't have no personality and expect the things that a person who's got personality makes the effort to connect with people. You know, Khan was that likable guy. He was that, you know, young boy that every mother wanted to have as a child. You know, that sort of thing, you know? Why can't you be like Amir Khan, a good boy like Amir Khan? Obviously, when he first came onto the pro game, you know, and the amateurs. So he was a darling. That's why I think, and Froch never kind of connected in that way. He never did. Froch's brother is ETL sympathizer as well. That doesn't help. Oh, wow. That doesn't help. Boxing 247, I just didn't want to say it. Yeah, that doesn't help. Doesn't help at all, does it? You know? And if that's the case, then I don't have to say any more now, do I, really? Yeah. So, Fraser Clark. Anybody else? There's two other guys that are on the show. There's two brothers. One's on a swing. Imagine you and your brother are fighting, but well, you have to wait and see if there's an opportunity for you to fight on the card that your brother's fighting on. And that's something, eh? You have to hope somebody gets knocked out early or the fight ends early for you to get a chance to fight in front of a crowd. It's something, though. Well, good luck to those boys tomorrow night. There's not a lot of fights on that card that I'm really interested in, to be really honest. Yeah, how Fraser Clark looks, maybe. Brook and Khan. Like to see that girl win a world title, but that's a big ask against a girl that's naturally bigger than her. So, Azim brothers look really talented. Yeah. Azim brothers. Yeah, they do. But like I said about Brook, being body beautiful doesn't mean anything. Fight night, we'll know when he has to go and operate and actually fight. We'll see what Brook's got left. Right, so don't forget, at the end of this video, you'll get to see all the other videos I've done. I've done a breakdown of Khan's training. I've done a breakdown of Brook's training. I've given my final thoughts and prediction with the weigh-in. And then we've got this as well. So I hope you enjoy it all. Don't think there's much more for me to say. Do check out the merchandise we've got on BWTM Sports now. We've got a mug, like a sports mug. You can get your pints in on the sports mug. That's on our store. And also we have we've got a mug and we've got a sports jug as well that you can use on BWTM. So check out those stuff on the tour of the store as well. Guys, Ingrid, if you were advising Brook, would you have taken the bout with Khan, even with the public interest? Yeah. You got to take the fight with him, haven't you? As you've been mouthing off for years for it, you've got to take the fight. But the stipulations in that contract is what I'm concerned about. Was there something in that contract regarding the weights? That's what I want to know. Hope Tasha wins, but getting shot at vacant when you're 3 divisions below, LOL. No one is ranked at that weight worthy enough. Well, she's putting on a brave face. Girl's a decent-looking girl. And you look at her opponent, she's a good-looking girl, good shape, and you don't see her face don't look bashed up. Do you understand? Her face don't look bashed up. You look at her, she's a very pretty girl, very naturally beautiful girl, and she hasn't got a face like she's been punched up. She's got a face that looks like one I haven't seen her fight before. She got beat by the girl that Christian Shields just beat. That she doesn't look like a girl who takes a lot of punches. She looks like a girl that can box a bit. You look at her features, like I said, very pretty girl. That means she can't fight. It just means that she doesn't take a lot of punches to the face, you know? So it'd be interesting to see how she fights tomorrow night against Tasha Jonas. Tasha Jonas as well is a good-looking girl. You know? Don't look like she's no one that look like she takes a lot of punches like that. You know? It'd be interesting to see how they fight tomorrow night. Really interesting. There was some talk, I don't know how true this is, that AJ was going to join Mark Tibbs. I don't know how true that is. I know Johnny Fisher was talking about it, but AJ joining Mark Tibbs, can you imagine that with Jimmy Tibbs? I don't know. But I haven't heard the big announcement of AJ's trainer. Who the hell is AJ's trainer? Where are we now? Mid-February. And we still don't know who AJ's trainer is and who he's training with. I don't know. And what's going on? Anyone know the update on Dillian White on the contract? It seems that Dean White doesn't want to make any comments on Dillian White. No comment. He doesn't know. He doesn't want to talk about it. Can't talk about it. I wonder if there's legal implications as to why Dillian won't talk about it and why Dean won't talk about it. Is it because they don't want to promote the fight? Are they waiting till the last minute to get more money? Are they trying to hold out on the purse bid or what? I don't know. Right, anyway, I don't think there's much more for me to talk about. Also, please do download the app. We really appreciate you download the app. So I'll do the advert for you again on the app. Let me bring the app up again for you to have a look at. And please do download the app, and you get all the latest videos on there. Thank you all so much. Peace out, and check us out. Don't forget also, if you haven't already, check us out. Website. It's not just boxing. Do check it out. BWTMonline.com. You've got the app there. We're on Amazon TV. And also we've got our own online store as well. So support the channel in that way. Thank you so much once again. This has been BWTM Sports. And we're out. See you at the fight tomorrow.